Today. Now going over to the culture part of the podcast, you have Bud Light score seat. Emmitt Smith is a poor interception, as the sports balls enthusiasts might say. Now, this comes to us thanks to good old Bud Light. And the statistics were all taken 48 hours after it was posted. I wrote them down. Now, they have a little text before they have this video of the sports balls guy. Although, I don't want to say they suck at marketing. Well, yeah, just a little. They didn't even tag the sports balls figure, which I would assume he's a popular person. People know pigskins and sports balls and stuff. Either he doesn't have an extra Twitter account, which is a fail in and of itself. If you're a celebrity, you want endorsement deals, yada yada, that's a beneficial thing to have to bolster your negotiating skills. Actually, because again, you have a further reach to reach customers and prospective clients. But I don't even see him having a tag. But so it might be an aptitude of the athlete in himself, or it might be Bud Light. I'd probably be more inclined that the issue is with Bud Light. Now, Bud Light says before this quick little 10-second video, so thankfully it's not too long and painful. Now, they say in text, quote, "Show us you love Bud Light and you could score a seat to the playoffs or Super Bowl. Just post a photo using hashtag #ScoreSeat and hashtag sweepstakes, then sign up at this website for a chance to win." Unquote. Now, hilariously enough and hypocritically enough, I did click that button to go to the website, and guess what? You have to enter your age to prove you're 21 in order to enter the website. I say it's hilariously ironic because Bud Light chose a spokesperson last year whose core demographic was 15-year-olds, aka it was Dylan Mulvaney, which was actually the iceberg, or what's a good metaphor for the start of this giant protest. It was hilariously enough, it did start April 1st because of that business blunder of the year. Some might argue the century, debate for another time perhaps. But in terms of, let's see, it's hard to think of a more apt metaphor than Bud Light shooting themselves in the foot worse than Ron DeSantis' campaign, where, again, it used to be a very respected product and prospective presidential candidate, but thanks to terrible marketing, they've just gone down the polls. Interestingly enough, almost the same. DeSantis started around 36% in the Republican primary polls. Now he's around 12%. And Bud Light lost about 30% of their sales for that specific brand, about 26% of the sales by volume. And subsequently, Budweiser usually down around 12%, and Michelob Ultra around 3 to 4% down in sales, with most of the rest of the Anheuser-Busch InBev portfolio mostly unaffected for the most part, negligible numbers difference. Now, getting back to this video, let's see if there's any audio in it, but it looks like, again, the sports balls figure, which I guess perhaps we could thank Bud Light for. It did educate me on some sports ball football facts. I did have to Google or Brave search this individual to find out he is a Hall of Famer. Now, again, they're not really utilizing this to their best abilities because they're not telling, again, if you want to have a larger audience, they're not telling me in the tweet who this person is, and they didn't tag this person, which, again, let's pull that up in them interwebs right now. Let's see here. Bud Light Hall of Fame commercial guy. What does the internet say? Peyton Manning and is it Emmitt? Does he have two M's and two T's? Jesus Louise. That's fancy. Emmitt Smith. So I was right. Emmitt Smith. So does Emmitt Smith have an X account, or as fewer and fewer people are calling it, a Twitter account? Interestingly enough, I did a poll on LinkedIn, and of a sample size of about 125 people who answered the poll. It's about 50-50 split on people who do and do not call. So Elon, I asked the question, what was the name of Elon Musk's social media company? It's about 50-50 split between people calling it X and Twitter, interestingly enough. And let me know if that's something to be interested in terms of LinkedIn polls and data. This is even more of an epic fail on Bud Light. He has an X Twitter account. So Emmitt Smith, again, Hall of Famer worth lots of money. He's actually in the good old land of the free. He is in Texas. And I guess I appreciate the biography on his Twitter X account. He says in the biography, the real Emmitt Smith, football, family, and enterprise. But he doesn't have $8 a month to buy Twitter X Premium to be a validated account. So that's even more pathetic. Bud Light didn't take the not even 18 seconds, let's be honest, the 6 seconds to tag this person's social media. Because again, if they did that, that would help them expose this commercial to more prospective clients. And again, this looks like his legitimate, his legitimate, what do you call this, the X Twitter account, and there's a lot of tweets from him trying to raise money for, we call it, not entrepreneurial things, raise money for nonprofits. Well, disappointing. He says Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas, but he did say something on December 25th, and he did use a Christmas tree emoji. And yeah, so this is his profile, but Bud Light didn't tag his profile. So again, I don't know how inebriated you are to be working at the Bud Light marketing department. It is a fantastic challenge you could think of if you were to join that company or organization and be transferred to that account. But presumably they have some human or some adult with modicum of intelligence working this profile, trying to turn their image around. An enormous feat in and of itself, but they didn't just tag this guy. It takes very little time to do it, and it would have made the ad more effective. So they are kind of failing off the bat. Now, in terms of the scenery, it looks like it is Emmitt Smith is sitting awkwardly on a pool table, or on the edge of the pool table. He's holding a can of Bud Light, which, again, it's the iconic blue can, so I guess that's some recognizable marketing. But again, I don't know. Maybe the cameraman was also inebriated. I hope he wasn't punished by having to drink Bud Light. But the camera actually cuts off about halfway through the logo on the Bud Light branded light that's above the pool table. So above pool tables in most bars and establishments, you'll have a pool light. And it's usually a beer or sports balls themed light. And if you're really fancy, it'll be a nice vintage stained glass one. But in this case, it was just kind of the cliche Bud Light one where it's got, 4 panels of plastic with the Bud Light logo on all of them, then it lights up. And they cut it off, so you can't even read it. Which, again, adjusts the camera angle a little bit. Anyone with a modicum of camera experience would know that. Because, again, if you're Bud Light, wouldn't you want to have more of your brand out there? But nevertheless, that's enough of the ADHD, perhaps, for today. Let's play the 10-second clip and see if there's any audio for this. I don't know what he says. Maybe just begs us to buy more beer.
Love Bud Light? Sure.
Nope, I don't. They lost me 1 second in the ad. That might be a new advertisement fail. But I'm moderately kidding. I'll reset it from the beginning.
Love Bud Light? Sure. For a chance to win a seat at Super Bowl 58.
I mean, the only redeemable factor is that they're teaching Americans about Roman numerals, which you could debate the importance of them with the Rocky movies, so you know which one you're watching. But yeah, not very compelling one. They had their logo on the screen at the very end in very small print, almost like a ticker on a stock market. Very small print at the very top of the last faded picture that you see. And I guess they are learning a little bit because they're asking people to show us a picture, which it has to be like one of the most embarrassing pictures in terms of like people always are worried about, oh, what if they see a picture of me from high school with an embarrassing haircut or something like that. Imagine having a picture of yourself holding a can of Bud Light. That got leaked on the internet now. I shudder to think that picture of me may exist in that capacity. Truth be told, I'm trying to remember if I ever actually had Bud Light from a can. Truth be told, I'm more of a spirits fan myself, and even in college, when you would go to every once in a while you go to a party, it's usually in a plastic cup, typically a red Solo cup. But that'd be fascinating. I don't think there may be one of me with holding a Bud Light in an aluminum bottle after one of the half marathons I did. I shudder to think, but I think that, what was it, Dallas? How many years ago was that? 5 or 6 years ago? That may very well be a thing. And specifically, actually, it was Michelob Ultra, because they're really good for sponsorships and branding. That actually is a more effective brand. They brand they do a lot of running races, and it's a low-calorie beer. It's a whole, most of the shtick behind it. So yeah, truth be told, that may be out there on the internet, although I shudder to think it might come to the surface. Now, perhaps I'm alone in this analysis. Maybe everyone in the comments says, oh yeah, it's great. I mean, statistically speaking, that's never happened for years, but stay in the comments and find out. Now again, after 48 hours, it's got 10,000 views, which is pretty pathetic. That's, not to brag, but last week I did get 300 views on video. Though I would argue they're the best views ever. Obviously, quality over quantity every time. Now, even more hilarious, this only got 87 likes, which for a multi-billion-dollar brand is pathetic to say the least. In fact, not to brag again, I got 18 likes on a video last week. And a friendly reminder to like this video. Or just leave a comment. Either or. Or you can do both, even better. Nevertheless, again, I got 87 likes, which Again, I'm not sure if the marketing department, they just don't take the time to actually like this, or if any one of their friends don't like it. That would be the true test of friendship. Your friend is a marketing person at Bud Light in charge of their X Twitter account. Would you support your friend and like those posts? Let me know in the comments below. That I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Now, going to the comments section, as youth might say, they're ratioed to say the least. The very first comment comes from Tom Ferry, though not A+ for marketing. The picture is not, in fact, of a boat ferry, or no, it isn't. So he simply says, quote, "Pass. No one wants that tranny water anymore," unquote. And he did use 3 N's in that word, perhaps to be more bombastic or extend the letter count. Nevertheless, that got 13 likes. Real Rick Steele, 1950, had the picture of the deplorable politician being serviced in the government building, and the person behind this person servicing them is holding the aluminum bottle of Bud Light. That got 18 likes. Let's see, Mario still simply says, "You still here?" Question mark. They got 12 likes. Super Steeper 4, so that's 3 for 3, all negative. Super Steeper 408, which presumably their profile picture is actually just the Peanuts cartoon. It has nothing to do with tea, which I thought that's what Steeping was for. That actually, they did the hashtags, but then they just did the cliche photo of the Bud Light bottle at the sports balls game. And that got no likes. Not a single person liked that. Not even Bud Light themselves. And in fact, Bud Light didn't even respond to that. Again, someone's actually saying something neutral or nice about your company, and yet Bud Light, they couldn't take time to interact with that fan, or at least a tolerant person. Looking at, and I'm so curious, this is the first positive comment. Is it a robot? Who is it really? So you go to Super Steeper 408, they have 125 followers, joined in 2012, so they've been around for a while. Go to their profile, and they retweet for all the crap. So you could win, this person retweeting for places you could apparently win cash, sriracha sauce, a shirt, pretty much anything free. Oh, and he did repost for the Manning picture where, what is that, Peyton? One of the Manning brothers holding the can of Bud Light, and there's a Bud Light guitar behind Mr. Manning. That got 0 likes, but 9 people did view it. So I guess it's a real person, but a real person who just wants anything free. Because he did do 1 or 2 original posts where he's saying, like, hey, what does he say here? Happy holidays. What's another one he does? So, interesting enough, a real person did tweet. Brock Price was too lazy to follow the rules, or perhaps he's just inebriated by drinking Bud Light. He didn't actually use the hashtags like Bud Light wanted him to. All he did was he tweeted a picture of a Bud Light display for the Super Bowl at a grocery store, and hilariously enough, it is 100% stock. There's no cases taken from the display. I suspect that the display will be untouched for a little while. Mr. Brock Price, let's pull up this person's alleged profile. Has 69 followers, self-proclaimed techie, joined in 2007. That's a legacy account. And it looks like retweets for a couple different subjects and a couple original thoughts. I'll be damned. 2 real posts positive for Bud Light, or more accurately, 2 real responses. Looks like someone named, but again, that did get 0 likes. Now Cheryl, she came in with a hashtag sweepstakes, hashtag score a seat, and she took a picture of a couple cases of Bud Light at a store, and that did get 1 like. I'm not sure what they're liking. It's just a picture of Bud Light. So perhaps that was a like by Bud Light themselves. And going to her profile, Miss Cheryl has 247 followers, joined in July 2022. Let's see here. She not just a retweeter. She did actually. She posted about the Bud Light. Let's see here. Raising money for nonprofits. All right. A lot of other stuff where you can win free stuff. Ah, yes. Bull crap. Retweet by, what is this? I don't know what sports ball show this is, but she's saying, oh, yeah, if you retweet this, this alleged, what is it, Pat McAfee? I don't think it's related to John McAfee, the OG cybersecurity entrepreneur, but nevertheless, they're saying something like, oh yeah, we'll have $2,500 winners who just retweet this, tag friends, and spam people. So it looks like she mainly does reposting for, wait a minute. This has to be some type of plugin for extra Twitter, because she just reposted the same thing that other person did for the free sriracha crap. Big fan of sriracha? Flying Goose brand? Who the heck is that? Nevertheless, serial retweeter. Let's see here. Scrolling down, got a couple more random ones of Bud Light, each getting, oh, okay, a couple of these are getting one, again, it's all single likes, so maybe it is Bud Light finally interacting with the prospective clients. All getting 1 likes, although, again, this isn't very compelling in terms of, these people, it looks like most of these are just stock pictures of Bud Light, so, okay, Leona did follow the directions. Leona did say the sweepstakes, hashtags, and a picture of what looks like a sketchy bar, or they just don't know how to use the flash on their phone. And they did take a picture of a bottle of Bud Light. No one liked that picture. But Leona, yeah, it looks like a, oh, what is it? I forget what the age-old term is from Scooby-Doo, like, Drax, add it again, or something to that effect. Let me know in the comments. Going to her profile, she is one of the mentally vacuous people who just repost for everything, including that stupid hashtag millions, where they say, we're going to send $100 to one person who retweets this stupid thing. Which, again, I can't imagine what these people's time is worth. There has to be some automated technology to do this for them. Because that's a majority of her profile, just reposting for everything free on the planet. Which, again, I don't think that really builds brand loyalty or sales. You're just getting people who like free stuff. Going down. And again, none of these are getting no likes. No likes, no likes, no likes. No likes. What is this? Let's see. Someone talking about dry January. Score sheet. All right, I had to scroll a little bit there, but we finally found something that has more than 0 or 1 like. This comes from The Adventures of J and K. They say, or it looks like the profile picture is only of one person. So this alleged 2 people says, quote, Emmett, you should have known better than to cave to wokeism for a few bucks. Disappointing, unquote. They got 6 likes. Scrolling down more. Nuka Loosh says, quote, can I please get Emmett's address so I can mail him some money so he doesn't have to sell out? Go ahead and give me Peyton's address, Addie, as well, unquote. They got 4 likes. Let's see here. Michael Turpin says, quote, TR hashtag NNY beer. Green looking sick face and throw up face emojis. Unquote. Getting 4 likes. Jesse simply tweets a picture of Dylan Mulvaney dressed in a dress, a diamond necklace that's probably worth more than most cars. A really awkward, and again, Dylan is smiling awkwardly. Perhaps that would be a fascinating poll, perhaps. Who has the most awkward smile? Dylan Mulvaney, Ron DeSantis, or me? That would be perhaps a hilarious poll. We'll have to maybe go to the streets and ask some folks. Nevertheless, that juxtaposition of the Bud Light logo with Dylan Mulvaney dressed in a dress got 9 likes. See here. Apollo D. Maltry says, quote, cheers, boys, poop emoji, and is the GIF video of Dylan Mulvaney with the other biological man who's trending on the TikTok and promulgating that kids should disassociate themselves with their parents. I forget what that alleged person who has seemingly predatory tendencies. That'll help with the lawyers. That's ambiguous. That's not alleged. Very creepy tendencies. The person who's telling kids you should not talk to your parents, talk to me, with the very short hair and black dress. And Dylan's in a pink dress, and they're both wearing the pinnacle of ridiculous, the heart-shaped glasses, which just seems such a waste of money. Ridiculous. That did get 8 likes, however. Going through this more and more. A lot of GIFs and emojis just saying, with the throw up, getting 3 likes. Zuma simply has a picture of what looks like some of the Frankenstein family members, or no, Adam's family members? Some horror genre. Person looks like, what? And the text is, what the F is wrong with you, unquote, getting 7 likes. Actually, let me go to the very top here. So they got 57 comments. Interestingly enough, they didn't do any super secret ones in terms of usually at the top of the tweet, there'll be a little extra button. We'll show you all the ones that they really want to hide. Pam Sickles says, quote, ha ha ha, gay beer for gay men who like gay sex. Go burr, unquote, getting 5 likes. Oh, let's see. Wade Philbrook says, quote, go what, go Bruck, unquote, getting 4 likes. Let's see. Got to the very bottom. It gives us a warning. Show additional replies, including those that may contain offensive content. Of course. Why not click the bonus button here? Let's see here. Nathan Hale says, quote, don't you worry one bit, hashtag Bud Light. I'll crack open a cold one as soon as I get done stroking my girlfriend's male genitalia, unquote. Trying to keep this moderately family friendly. And it's a picture of Dylan Mulvaney in the, what is it, Louise dress and the girl haircut. That did get no likes. Let's see here. A lot of people saying you made your beer, or made your decisions. You have to live with it now. Let me see here. Interestingly enough, one simply says score seat hashtag sweepstakes, and it's just holding a can of Bud Light. I don't see how that's pejorative in any way, unless it's false flagged, maybe. But nevertheless, as youth might say, Bud Light was ratioed to say the least. And again, I'm not seeing how this is going to create sales or turn the tide, so to say, against this just business blunder of the century. Now, as soon as we hit April 1st, you could say that sales have normalized, because again, everyone has compared the sales to last fiscal quarters, or the same fiscal quarter of last year, which was prior to the whole controversy. So once that time is eclipsed, we're saying 30% sales is lower compared to last fiscal year. Well, after that time runs out, sales were basically normalized. Well, they'll be able to say, oh yeah, it's the same sales as last time. Or let's say, hey, sales is up 1% compared to last time. Now, overall, it's still down 29%. But in terms of investors, consumers, and people who aren't following the topic closely, those types of headlines may sway public opinion. They may sway the cultural discussion around the topic. It'll be interesting to see. Let me know if you think those, especially the fiscal quarters and the fiscal numbers, once it normalizes, do you think that will shift the cultural kind of position? I mean, anecdotally speaking, even when you're on the Facebook, I'll see some scrolls around some funny mechanic memes, and every once in a while there'll be like a case of Bud Light in the vehicle or the trunk or something like that, and all the comments that bring that up will all be pejorative and making fun of a person. So it seems like the boycott that'll never end, but as I always say, time shall tell. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of January. So if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, giving a thumbs up and leaving a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, as well as help with YouTube and running algorithms. Also, and lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.